อะไรเพราะกูเพราะว่ากูเปลี่ยนเยอะไม่ได้ว่าเดี๋ยวกูลืม ฝั่งเดียวสองฝั่งซูมเข้าไปข้างในอ่ะซูมเข้าไปเรื่อยๆเดี๋ยวเอาเก้าอี้อ่ะไปไว้ฝั่งนู้นหน่อยขึ้นมาหน่อยขึ้นมาหน่อยขึ้นมาหน่อยโอเคโอเคโอเคบอกเขาว่าให้บอกได้เลยใกล้ๆเพราะว่าน้องเขาใกล้ให้เน้นซูมใกล้แล้วก็ค่อยซูมออกเวลาเขาต้องการอะไรแล้วน้องก็ภูมิใจแล้วก็อธิบาย
กินดิพี่เดี๋ยว
Dak with a 3 to start things off. Titans have it now. Blair. Try to work the baseline. And it'll stay with the Titans. Now you'll see they actually have Ramey starting number 4. Gave him some good energy in minutes. He's right at the top of the key with the rock. Goddard is another player to watch. Blair got caught up, and it's going to be a turnover. And right back the other way. So early on in this one, Howard with a couple opportunities to lock down defensively. They need to get into some type of cohesiveness, some rhythm, especially on the offensive side. I think they have to keep this game right around 75 to 80 points. Ramey pulls it out. He's got Willoughby on him. He'll give it up to Flynn. Flynn puts it on the floor in traffic off the glass, draws a contact to go to the line. So we got through the first week, first couple games of this famed tournament, and now it becomes a little more precarious for some teams that haven't gotten that win just yet. 2 points, critical. 1 point for the loss, 2 for the win. 1 or 2 from the charity stripe for Flynn. 3 in transition. Left it short. And they know coming in the hoops, they have to continuously try to attack. And Douglas was the catalyst, the 5'11" guard from the States, to the line. Mentioned last night, Hoops had some opportunities to win that game. They pumped in 86, but the 3 ball failed them. They were pretty solid in their opener in the tournament. They weren't able to knock it down. Blair tries to go back inside, and they do. Magasla can't convert. Blair underneath with the rebound and the lay-in with the right hand. So bodied himself, grabbed position, and a stolen away, coming right back. His team, speaking of the Titans, very defensive-minded. That's what Coach Ramirez wants. And a 3 in transition. Jerry Brooks pulling the trigger with confidence. 7:36 to go in this first. Larry sees it. Will it be on him? They'll go right back inside to the big man. I like this lineup on the floor. Biggs guards play. Take a look at the replay right there. And pretty much with they were able to do yesterday. Edsel, 6'5", Filipino, forward, PBA, D-League, TBL, TEBA. And check that. That's going to be CB. Pardon me. CB, the big-time center. Love to see him get going. 6'8". So I stand corrected. He's been quiet, but he gives them that presence in the middle. And you can't miss him on the floor at 6'8". 6'8" from Ty. And he's going to have a hand in this one defensively as well. Step back 3, pulls the trigger. That doesn't fall. Blair has it. They want to get out and run. Flynn, stutter step, Goddard. And as I mentioned, the big man goes right back. I mean, you certainly can't miss his presence on the floor. Chayaku Bunyakasin. I'm sure his teammates just call him CB, simplify it. And right now, getting to the line. Knotted up at 8. Back to the tin. Oh, that's a really nice move. Shield it. Left hand. Soft little lay-in. Rami gives it up. Dodowich, little handoff. 2-man game. Picked up the dribble. He'll skip it. Long 3. Count it. Blair leaving off. And starting, kind of bridging that success from game 2. We mentioned Thomas and Willoughby. Those are your 3-point specialists for the hoops. Willoughby gets it back, shielded his body and can't get it to drop, but he's going to go to line for 2. So it's 11-10, Titans up by 1, 5:31 to go in this first quarter. So week 2, game 2 lineup had Blair, Dodowich, Flynn, Edsel, and CB. Blair, Dodowich, Flynn, CB, and now you're going also with Michael Rami, the 6'5" American guard, who is a 3-point specialist. We're knotted up at 11 apiece. 5:13 to go in this opener. Blair with Willoughby on him. Little shake and bake, drop off. That's off the mark. Dak has it. They want to push. Again, the Titans, they want to consistently get out in transition, and they want everyone to try to touch the basketball. Brooks, step back foul line. That doesn't fall. But right now, the shooting not there for Howard. See if the Titans can take advantage of it. And they do with a 3 in transition. And that's a good-looking shot. We talked about their 3-point specialist from the outside. They'll draw that defender out. Then you can go right inside and kick right back out. So it's a good start for the Titans right now. 4:15 to go in this first quarter. And they gave him a baseline and an easy bucket. And keep an eye on Brooks tonight, or this afternoon, pardon me, for Howard. I think, once he starts to put the ball on the floor and feels comfortable, he can penetrate and kick, draw that double team, long outlet. What about the drop off? Willoughby has it right now. Gets it from Brooks underneath with the left hand. And that shot might have been altered as well and almost stolen away. And it is. So it was tapped by Brooks. Dodowich plead in his case. 14-13, 3:30 to go in this first quarter. Interesting lineup that Howard has right now. The primary ball handler is Brooks. And Titans have it. Off balance shot. Can't get it to drop. And a good rebound and positioning once more. And that's a good job. That's exactly what they did in yesterday's win. They were able to win the battle of the boards. Especially in that extra stanza. And Thomas drew the contact. And he'll go to the line. Hayden Thomas, 6'4". Wing guard from US of A, 3-point specialist as well. He was cooking in the opener, cooled off a little bit in game number 2, and they're hoping he finds his stroke this afternoon. And the second knocks home. So under 3 to play in this opening quarter between the Titans and the Hoops. Zhang has it. Checks in for the first time. Tried to get that two-man game going. Turnover. Numbers right now. They almost gave it right back up. Titans coming back the other way. Mentioned the job that they were able to do. Speaking of the Titans, in yesterday's win, Blair drawing the contact, just does it routinely. But the battle of the boards, 70 rebounds in game 2. Blair had 16, Mangasla had 11. I mean, they were just crashing the boards. And they did a good job not turning the basketball over. Now, obviously, in that extra stanza, they locked down defensively. And they held and really just kind of shut out the Hunters because that was a 71-71 game after regulation. And the Titans just went on a 13-0 run to close out in the extra stanza. That was a gut check win, head coach Ramirez told me. That is a character win for this team, and they'll grow as the tournament goes on. Knotted up at 17 apiece, buck 53. Spin move and a nice one. Drawing the contract and again getting right back to the line. That's something that we talked a little bit about at the onset. Number 1, Jerry Brooks. He's got to be the catalyst on this offense. If the shot's not falling, let him produce and manufacture points in another manner, and that's getting to the line. Brooks had 13 in that loss against the Hunters. 4 assists and 5 rebounds. Averaging right around 13 in 2 games. Giant picked up the dribble. Gets it stolen away. Hoops have some numbers. 3-on-1. And Willoughby with the finish with the left hand. Back and forth we go, closing in late in this opening quarter of action. And thus far, it's a dandy. Kick out call from corner. That drops home. Eighteen 17, Hoops up by 1. Willoughby knocks home the first. Two from the line. See that everyone trying to touch the basketball. And then drawing the contact one more time. Picking up the foul. That's kind of the game plan, though. You'll see a lot of the guards, if it's not there, go right to the basket. If your shot's not falling, go right to the basket. More times than not, they're going to be a little more liberal with the whistle. And sometimes you're going to let them play. There were a couple games Saturday where they were really letting them bang, especially late. Good job cutting off the baseline, Zhang, but a great job with the cutter and the vision And Dak slices through for an easy finish off the glass. Blair now, stutter step with Willoughby, shake and bake, trying to create, spin move, picked up the dribble, now goes right back inside, excellent vision by the Queens product. Brooks now has it, long three, I don't know if that's a shot that they wanted. Blair's got to let it go. Zhang. Off the mark, and first quarter comes to an end. Fanatical pace, as we knew coming into this one. 28-27, 8:30 to go. In traffic, Willoughby trying to create, got rejected. Here come the Titans. And that shot was altered. Thomas now for the hoops. Over to Willoughby. Left hand, draw the contact. CV will get tagged with the foul. Willoughby will go to the line once more. $7:49. This is kind of the pace that I think favors the Titans. They can get out and push, but they can also play that half-court offense. And as I alluded to during the opening quarter, with some of the sharpshooters for the hoops, they're living and dying by the three-point shot. But you're starting to see now, with a little more heavy dose of the guard play, they're getting to the line. And I think that's going to also force the Titans defensively to try to commit to their three-point shooters. $31-28. Side iron, gratuitous bounce. Hoops have it right now. Those are the opportunities that they need to finish right around the rim. But they're up by 3, 7:13 to go in the second quarter running clock. Remember now, these games go very fast. 10-minute quarters, 2 minutes after each quarter for break, 5 minutes for halftime. Howard off the rim, he missed. They'll come back. Brooks had Thomas flashing, lost it, and he did good hustle play by Blair. Might get a tie up and a jump ball right here. Little extracurricular activities. Hartnett getting a little fired up. 6'8" center. Well, 235 of them. New York product, York College. Aiden Thomas has been very quiet for the hoops. He's too good of a player. This is why I think game plan going forward, you need Brooks to start penetrating a little bit. Now, Dak will settle for some open shots, especially from beyond the arc, and I think the Titans will allow it because he's not, let's be honest with respect, he's not going to hit down those threes consistently. Willoughby will, Thomas will, and I think the frustration is Thomas he's not able to find his spot on the floor. And sometimes you got to submit. And you have to clear out, and you have to let the defenders kind of chase you around. He's an unselfish player. So that'll open up for an opportunity like we just saw with Willoughby. And off the miss and the putback, can't convert, so it sits at a 4-point cushion right now for Howard. 32-28. Blair, he'll draw that double. Randy flash for a minute. Now they kick out. White picks up the dribble, slides over. Shot doesn't drop for Blair. Dak has it. He'll push it now across the timeline. Keeps moving left to right. Pulls out with Blair on him. Wants to put it on the floor. Drop off. Brooks now thinking about it. And he uncorks a 3, and that drops home. And another three coming back the other way. I mean, that didn't even rip the twine. Straight through. 35-31. Good defense. They converge. Excellent job. And the loose change in the Titans now want to get out. Trailing by 4. Flynn. Drop off. And Brooks crashes to the floor. Hartnett's going to get tagged with the foul. But you saw defensively that last series, they rotated over and they disrupted that shot. Flynn did an excellent job. They were able to get out and run. So we'll get the under 6 timeout. 5:09 to go in the second quarter. Hoops lead at 35-31. This is Warriors League Thailand 2026. Right side out. Thomas will look to get it in, and he does. Willoughby has it. 35-31. It's a 4-point lead right now for Howard. Under 5 to play in the second quarter. A lot of banging going on down below. Just to clarify, that was a full timeout by Howard. 6 at a 5-point lead. See, Ramey draws that double. Thomas then fades off. Ramey again. Right place, right time. Once more for Blair. Johnny on the spot. He'll go right back to the line. One of 2. Trying to pressure Willoughby. Kicks out. Thomas, clean look. Finally drops home. That's a good job. They doubled once Willoughby started to go right down the lane. Kick out to Thomas. Wide open look. There's a step back 3. That's blocked. So the largest lead sits at 7 right now, 39-32 for Howard. Clock continues to tick down. Under 4 to play in the second quarter. Titans trail by 7. Zhang. High arcing 3. Robinson, little stagger step. Tried to go inside. I think he got caught up. Maybe he was thinking about, do I shoot it? Put a floater? If not, They'll swing it, Kaufman corner. That doesn't drop, so Zhang go for 2. Good rebound coming back, though, and a clean look, and that drops home. And that's a 6'4", Filipino forward. Soft touch. Touching that 7-point deficit, 39-34. 3:10 to go. A much better job from the charity stripe this evening for Howard, 41-34. Blair, once again, he just finds a way. Anytime there's a loose ball near the glass, just kind of slithers. No one bodies him up. And that's just one. Rebounding is all about desire. But from a defensive standpoint, this is kind of the pace that the Titans want. 75, 80-point clip that favors them. Opportunity to chip away at this 7-point deficit. Not the possession and the shot you want right there, but as I mentioned, you know, they're just a step quicker underneath the rim. Dak using that frame, excellent job. 6'4", glides right to the bucket, pushes it back up. 7 points. Their offense works better when there's a little more continuity. You know, ISO ball is great. The long-range threes are great. But again, do it within the confines of the offense. I think you've got enough ball handlers on the floor to create some space, draw the double. That will allow a much wider, open, clean-looking shot. See? Boom. Go right inside and feed the big man and get him right to the line. That's their bread and butter. Now, look, even if he's going to get called for the travel, shuffling the feet, that's the game plan. Got to take advantage of the size down on the block. Whether it's Magla, it's 6'5", or whether it's CB, it's 6'8". I don't think Howard can match up with those guys. 43-36. Clock continues to run under a minute to go in the second quarter. Hoops lead it by 7. And they're moving left to right. Get across that timeline. Robinson's shot not falling just yet, but trying to create. Oh, that's a nice shot. That is a tough off-balance shot, contested. And then come back the other way. And Zhang defensively met him. And he's banged up. And that's something to monitor. He contested the dunk. And definitely is laboring a little bit. Brooks will go to the line with under 25 seconds to go in the second quarter, and it sits 43-38. Jerry Brooks, 1 of 2. So the leads hovered right around 5, 6, 7. Final 23 seconds. Nice take and glide in for Flynn, uncontested. Troops can hold for the last shot under 13 seconds. They lead it by 4, 44-40. Off bounds 3, almost dropped. And Blair's got to get rid of it. Gives it up. I don't think he saw exactly how much time was left on the clock. Little miscommunication, but nonetheless, we're at the break. Halftime, Howard over Thailand, 44-40. We'll get you halftime stats. We'll step aside. We got 5 minutes to play with between the intermissions. We'll come back for the third quarter, and we'll give you some updated stats. As a reminder, this is Warriors League Thailand 2026 10th anniversary tournament. Rich Quinones is here. As always, get social with us on IG. Like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Third quarter set to begin. Hoops lead at 44-40. Titans with possession. Blair has it. They're moving left to right. Flynn. Badarich picks up the dribble. Over to Flynn right now. Count it. Through the contact, and he'll go to the line. Right off the glass. Good start. Get that double, got to make a decision, and then number 12 decides I'll be decisive and goes right to the rack. Can knock down the free throw. It's a 2-point lead right now. And Brooks has it, puts it on the floor, baseline, and Flynn altered that shot. 44-42. 3 can take the lead, 2 can knot it up. Good idea. Blair tried to go right inside. I don't think Hartnett was expecting it. Will it be now? They were 14 of 32 yesterday from beyond the arc for the hoops. Gets a friendly bounce. Rattles around for Willoughby. Back up to 4, 46-42. Oh, gorgeous shot. Baseline underneath with the reverse. Thomas being harassed by Flynn. Very good all-the-ball defender. And they're going to get him for the reach-in. A little overly aggressive there, but I think you can live with that. It's going to go the other way. It's a turnover for the hoops. So 46-44. Putting on the floor, a couple dribbles. Baseline J from the right side. Drops it home. And stolen away. Coming back the other way. Flynn. Count it. Drawing the contact. And Douglas couldn't do much. Off the miss, Hartnett uses that 6'8" frame and reach, scoops it back up, and got the friendly bounce. So instead of a briefer, you get 4 on that possession. Brooks now puts it behind the back, left hand. And he'll draw the contact and he'll go to the line. And that's good to see number 1 checking back into the contest. Zhang took that nasty fall in the second quarter. Opposite end. He was presenting Brooks from dunking it. But good to see him back on the floor. 6:25 to go in this third quarter. He'll receive it. Godowich has it in the corner. Behind the back to Blair. See that spacing we talked about. Flynn flashes. Trying to wait for it. Godowich got to get going. Long three, and that's contested and blocked. And then off the rebound. There's been one or two of those types of possessions this evening for the Titans. And that'll drive head coach Ramirez batty. Now coming back the other way and deciding to take matters into his own hands. He's a 6'4" guard. Dak. Just to put it in perspective, just how assertive Howard is being when it comes to going right to the basket. They've gone to the line already 26 times. And we've got under 6 to go in the third quarter. Long three, Blair. But that one well short. Little pressure by Zhang on Willoughby. Now they'll switch. Zhang on Thomas, Blair on Willoughby. Brooks sets up the screen. Wants to receive it. Now it's over to Thomas. Three, catch and shoot. That doesn't drop. Flynn skies for the rebound. Long stretch pass. They go back inside. That's where their offense rolls. Transitional bucket. Good positioning. Hartnett receives it. Lays it in. Willoughby. Blair at the drop off from Zhang. Little Euro step. Stepped right aside. 4 quickies right now. 54-49. Planes up. Little out of control right there. Fortuitous. Right in the hands of Thomas. (54-51). Titans want to slow it down, up 3. Back over to Blair. They'll swing it. There's Agas. Misses the 3. Dak comes chucking down the lane. And he's going to get met by Flynn. You know, defensively, Flynn, you got to keep an eye on him because he's courageous. He will go up there. He will meet the opposition. He'll try to be disruptive. You're getting some very good, high productive minutes from the 6'3" American forward from Springfield College, average 13 and 4. But the opportunities to the line are keeping Howard in this game. And to their credit, they're finding ways to get to the line. 27th and 28th free throws coming. Big 3, 57-53. Under 4 to play in this third quarter, and if you're a Titans fan, you'll take that spacing on the floor, but you're not happy with the defensive effort right there. They'll drop off, catch and shoot, at the back of the iron. Dak has it. Brooks in the corner with the right hand. Can't convert it. And here comes Blair, 1-on-3, picks up the dribble, waiting for a little help, drops it off right there, off balance shot. And Flynn drew the contact. Under 3 to play in this third quarter. And this is the pace we talked about, right around 75 points, 57, 55, as it stands. Flynn with 11. To a 5 from the line. One of two, 2 of 6 overall, and it's a 3-point cushion for the Titans, 58-55, under 3 to play. Dak using that long frame. They want to get out and run. Blair, always Johnny on the spot, tries to tip it back, can't convert the rebound, and here come the Hoops. Will it be right now? Just really muscling his way to the basket. It's a strong move. Now it's a 1-point lead for the Titans, 58-57. Zhang back over to Blair. High off the glass. That doesn't drop for CB. Tried to draw the contact. That's going to be a ticky-tack foul right there. All right, timeout on the floor. Titans lead it by 1, 58-57. Under 2 to play in this third quarter. Game 1 of 4 on this Sunday afternoon. As the tourney wears on, every game starts to have a lot more importance, and 2 points is critical. And I know the Hoops would love to get a win to get 2 points. Titans right now, 2 very impressive wins to start things off in 2026. And they want to talk about it, hence the timeout. Can't overstate, if this is a close game and it appears that it's trending in that direction, free throws might be the difference here. Titans are just 9 of 21 from the charity stripe, and Howard's doing a wonderful job, 20 of 29. They're knocking down their shots from the free throw line. Little baby hook, that doesn't drop for CB, tipped around. Where's it going to go? Should stay with the Titans, and it will, with $1:34 to go in this third quarter. They're trailing 59-58. Blair, quick catch and shoot. Not a rust that shot. Tough possession for the Titans. It's going to come back the other way for Howard. And once again, Howard goes right back to the line. And the way they're calling them tonight, if you are Howard, you can make a living from going to the line. Maybe knocks down the both of them. It's a 3-point lead right now for Howard, 61-58. Randy back in the game right now. And that doesn't fall for Blair, and there comes Howard back the other way, up by 3. A late whistle. Lessig from the line. And a minute to go. It's a 2-point cushion right now for Howard. There's a kick out. Thomas puts it on the floor. One dribble. Drains it. And you certainly don't want his confidence cooking going into the fourth quarter. He can score in spurts. They go right back inside. They're trying to keep the play alive. Howard can hold for the last shot, up 4, 63-59. Clock winding down. Willoughby's got to get going. Fade. Count it. Faded away with Blair right in his grill and knocks it home. 3 quarters in the book. 65-59. This is a position the Titans have found themselves in. Trailing. Having to make a run late. You almost get the sense this is exactly where they want Howard, but they trail this one by 6, 65-59 after 3 quarters of action. We'll step aside. Fourth quarter coming up. This is Warriors League Thailand 2026. Don't forget, after this one, it'll be the Stuffed Bisons versus Fully Feared. That'll come up at 2:30. CNX Orion versus New Force at 4 p.m. And the Hunters versus Sun Devils will close it out 5:30 p.m. First things first, 3 in the books. We get set for quarter number 4. Hoops up 65-59. Willoughby and Brooks and Dak, all 3 with 15 plus. For Howard, and then for Thailand, for the Titans, Blair with 9, 11 assists, 6 rebounds. Flynn with 12. He's added 3 blocks, a couple steals, 4 rebounds. And they're getting some really good production off the bench as well. Like I said, Hartnett, Menesas combined for 18, so good contribution there. All right, here we go. Remy, elbow. And that drops home. Stolen away from the Titans. Good defense right there. They pride themselves on defense. Zhang caught from corner, lets it fly. Good rebound again off the glass, but they can't convert. That was Hartnett with the second chance opportunity. (66-61), 9:15 to go in this fourth. Hoops up by 5. Drop off one more time over to Zhang again. That's his spot. Hasn't dropped though in this third and fourth quarter. Thomas now. Slither of daylight right down the lane. And Flynn will meet him. Body to body though. Flynn's going to get called. But again, he's probably your best on-the-ball defender for the Titans. I mean, he just slides over, disrupts shots, does an excellent job. So 8:12 to go in this one in the fourth. In traffic. Both teams pretty much have made a concerted effort every time they get down on the floor. They see how the whistles are being blown this afternoon. Chances are, as soon as they put it on the floor and just draw a sliver of contact, they're going to get to the line. Free throws, not being able to convert, hurting the Titans right now. Chances that they get to the line. Willoughby looking for a little crack and rejected. Hartnett, Willoughby tried to duck under and Hartnett said, "Get out of here." 6'8", product of New York College. Dak checks back in. With 7:07 to go in this fourth. He's playing with 3 fouls. Brooks has it. He's kind of had a quiet second half, but he can get hot pretty fast. And right there, bang! Count it. That is a long 3. That's probably not the shot you want that possession. And Flynn tries to explode to the tin, and he draws a contact. So 2 things have stood out if you're a fan of the Titans. Just under 50% from the line and 5 of 30 from beyond the arc, settling way too much for those long-range jumpers. Their game predicated an inside mid-range jumper Foul line extended, elbow, let Blair create, let Flynn put the ball on the floor, get the bigs in action. Plenty of time, though, as they trail 70-64. And a good job knocking down both. 6:15 to go in this fourth. And I mentioned for Howard, Brooksy was quiet, just created a little daylight and knocked down a nice bucket. Their last offensive series. Watch out for number 1. Oh, good look inside. And Dak got positioned, snuck right through. Back up to 8, 72-64. I think that's the bread and butter. They got the height, and they got the height, and they got the size advantage right now. Take advantage of it. 72-66. That's a poor shot selection coming back, and then Flynn says, "I'll take advantage of it," and glides in. And a 4-0 spurt right now by the Titans. 72-68, 5:36 to go. Thompson wants to pull the trigger, and he does. Count it. That's a big bucket, Jaden Thomas. Pardon me, Jaden Thomas. Struggled the last time out. They just get it across. I'm not really sure what's going on offensively. I mean, it's got a little sloppy and careless by both teams. And Blair takes advantage of it. 75-70. So Howard, a little napping offensively. And then the Titans, again, that shot is not falling from beyond the arc. And I'm sure that Coach Ramirez is going to tell the starters, look, put it on the floor. See the Bisons prepping. We'll see them next against Fully Feared. That'll come up at 2:30 p.m. Definitely a little confusion by Howard. One of the reasons that they fired up that timeout. Up 5, 75-70, 4:52 to go. If you're the Titans, I would really settle more for putting it on the floor and going right to the basket, whether that's Flynn or Blair. If you can create the space or draw that double, then kick it out. But they're settling way too much for these outside jump shots that are not falling from beyond the arc. Thomas, hesitation, lets it fly. Count it. Jaden Thomas, back-to-back trifectas. 6 quickies. And the lead stretches to 8, 78-70. 4:30 to go. Donowich got caught up. Third time's a charm. Kick out. Finally, it drops home. That's the clean look you want if you're the Titans. And Randy, the 6'5" American guard, stops in Mexico, Colombia, and Iraq, knocks it home. Dak using his frame one more time. Sheeting off the defender. So the Titans are going to have to get a couple stops here after this offensive possession. Off in corner, Zhang. Tipped around. And it looks like Blair tipped it right off Thomas. I thought maybe it went off. And you see Jaden Thomas coming off. I don't know if his right hand got injured, perhaps. Maybe got a finger caught, but that's something to monitor because he's off the floor right now, so you lose an outside shooter. 80-73, 3:36 to go in this fourth. That gives it up. Willoughby right now with Blair on him, harassing, and Zhang comes over for the weak side help. and they create the turnover. Lumbering steps right down the lane, and Blair once more. 80-75. Titans down 5. Got to get a defensive stop, though. Remember, no Thomas on the floor. Takes away your best three-point shooter for Howard. Blair got caught up. Ooh. Drew the contact. Might have gotten away with lands into the feet, but nonetheless goes to the line, and it's very critical at this point. 2:37 to go, down 5. In the second and third quarter, we talked about it's paramount knocking down your free throws, and right now Blair's got an opportunity. Misses the first. Can't overstate it without belaboring the point. Titans have done a very poor job from the line. 13 of 29. They're going to press a little bit. And they get the turnover. Excellent job defensively. Now they got to get going. 2:20 to go. Down 5. Blair trying to create a little space. Off the glass. No, it doesn't fall. Pardon me. Thought he got the bounce. And another turnover. Excellent job one more time defensively. Now it's coming back the other way. Dak with a jailbreak. Opportunities. Oh, that was a brutal bucket coming back the other end. He almost had an opportunity to slice it down to 3. Instead, it pops back up to 7. 82-75. Hoops lead it with a $1:56 to go in this fourth quarter. And Thomas giving instructions to the squad right now. Well, if the Titans go and they lose this one, they're going to be kicking themselves because A, three-point shot was not falling. 18% from beyond the arc. And as far as the charity stripes, they've gotten to the line, but only converted 13 of 29. There's 16 points right there you're leaving. Plenty of time, though. Down 7. I would love to see Flynn or Blair just create and go right to the basket. Count it! And just like that, Flynn with the vision, Blair the recipient, and drops it home. Now, again, right back. Pounding that point home. Trying to convert the three-point play. And he does. There's a 4-point lead right now. They're going to press. They're trying to disrupt Willoughby. And he's going to get called for the foul, the reach-in. It's only his second. 82-78 side out. Robinson picks up the dribble and a nice lay-in. Found the cutter. Excellent job by Howard right there on that possession. Back up to 6. 1:18 to go. Couple opportunities, they don't fall. And now you have to get a defensive stop. That might have been the nail in the coffin right there. 86-78 under a minute to go. And it rattles around for Flynn. It's a 6-point game. They got a foul. Did they get the turnover? Now that opens things up a little bit. 2-possession game, 86-78, 38 seconds to go. The miss right there, that could have been the last gasp. Now they got a foul. Down 6, 30 seconds. Not sure what they're waiting for, though. Willoughby. Thomas. Back over to Willoughby for 3. It's desperation time. Flynn. That's off the mark. And Blair gets hacked. Let me just make sure we're trying to get the accurate running clock right now. 86-80, he goes to the line for 2. 13 seconds to go. Not sure what the hesitation was. Burn a couple fouls, and if you had a stick with hoops to the line, so be it. But it's 86-80, and certainly desperation time for the Titans, who are 13 seconds away from avoiding their first loss of the tournament. Two for 2 for Blair. Now they got to press, face guard. Well, if you're going to foul anyone, foul Thomas. See how that hand, I know he was shaking it before. Now they foul Willoughby. Should be 8 seconds to go, and it's a 4-point lead, so 2 free throws here would pretty much put out the lights. Two for 2, and that should do it. 88-82, last gas here. Well, that's the one thing you don't want to do. Now you stop the clock, and Flint goes to the line for 3. Just have to go back with about a minute and change to go. The reluctance to foul. Wasted some valuable clock. 3 seconds to go and makes all 3. 88-85. Now you can just hope maybe a steal and a miracle. And that's too easy. And that's going to do it. They're going to keep a second on the clock, and I think that's going to be it. Are they going to wave it off, or is Willoughby going to go to the line? So they'll put a second back on the clock. No, that's pretty much going to ice the win right now. And I think if you're the Titans, you look at a game like this and you had opportunities from the charity stripe and you were not able to knock down your 3-point shots, and you saw where their offense is, where their bread and butter lies, is letting the guards facilitate. But that's a really nice win for Howard. 90-85. So the Hoops pick up 2 very critical points. And a very impressive win. Willoughby with 20, Brooks with 17, Thomas with 17, and how about Dak? Team high 24, and it's a game high 24 in the win for the Titans. Blair with 18, 10 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 board shy of a triple-double. Flynn, 22, Zhang, 8, Hartnett, 10. But the difference in this story, free throw shooting and from beyond the arc. 6 of 34 beyond the arc for the Titans. From the charity stripe, 19 of 37. Conversely, for Howard, 34 of 40. They were on fire from the line, even though they didn't shoot particularly well from beyond the arc, 6 of 27. But they get the win, and they get 2 points. Final once again, Howard over the Thailand Titans. Howard Hoops 90-85. We'll put this one to bed. Don't forget, we've got game number 2 coming up. Keep it locked in right here. Warriors League Thailand 2026.